Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be doing another video, Cigars with Brother Dan.
With Brother Dan, yes. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, we are into winter now, seeing that yesterday was the first day of winter. So it's pretty cold out, but we are inside the hot tent. We got the doors open, both sides. Get a nice cross breeze through here, but warm enough to be in a t-shirt. Got a nice hot fire going. But today, maybe we want to talk about what cigar we're going to have today.
We're going to be having something new, Greg.
I like it.
We're going to be smoking a Sumatra wrapper. Kristoff, is it? Just Kristoff Sumatra. So it's an Ecuadorian Sumatra. It's not from Indonesia. But yeah, it's a Sumatra. Interesting fun fact about Sumatra. Did you know that the Cameroon tobacco strain is also from Indonesia?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's actually the same strain of tobacco. So this is called Sumatra, but it could easily be called a Cameroon, which is like my favorite wrapper anyway. So we're in for a treat with these cigars.
Aside from the wrapping here in this tube, first thing I notice is that tip on there.
It's got that little nub.
Yeah.
So that's fun because rather than, having to use a V cutter or a cutter of any kind, you can just pull at that little nub to make a hole to draw the smoke through.
Oh, really? So pull on the nub instead of cutting the cigar.
That's it.
Oh, look at that.
Yours worked better than mine. I might have to cut anyway.
So you picked the cigars we're going to have.
Well, yeah, I just did a cold draw. There's a lot of cinnamon.
Oh, really?
Give that a try.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's really, that's a lot different than anything I've had before.
That hit me right away, that cinnamon note. So the construction of the cigar, you see, it's got some large veins in the wrapper. It's not completely smooth. Mine has a little battle damage down by the foot of the cigar. But I've already smoked one of these and it was excellent.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So nothing wrong with the construction.
Nice. Okay.
It's a really nice color. Yeah, it just smells amazing. What is that, cedar? Maybe I'm smelling my humidor.
Yeah, it smells like a cedar. But I could have the same smells, influences from the humidor. Of course, mine was inside the tube.
First thing I did when I got home, I took it out of the tube.
Oh, okay. Mine stayed in the tube. So,
well, let's have a comparison. Let's see how they look. Do they look any? Mine's darker. Yours has more of a, what would you call that? Like a rose color?
Yeah. Yours a little more brown.
Mine's a little bit more brown, so that's interesting.
Yeah, there's no cedar lining in the tube or anything. So
no, there's
that smell we're getting is definitely from the tobacco itself. So I got to say, I picked up this whiskey, saw it online and bought it. Pretty excited to try this. This is the Barnburner Single Bourbon Barrel Whiskey.
Wait, say that again 5 times fast. Single barrel bourbon whiskey.
Single bourbon barrel whiskey. Kentucky distilled whiskey, matured in American bourbon barrels in Kentucky.
As if anything mature
it's
comes
aged,
from Kentucky.
Well, distilled and aged 5 years in Bardstown, Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world. Now, what's different about this than any other whiskey I've had? This comes in at 60% alcohol by volume.
So, yeah, sometimes your whiskey is going to be like gasoline, but this is more like, I don't know, aviation fuel, I guess.
Well, it's a single malt, so we're going to get the true sense of the flavor of the whiskey. And I'm thinking the potency of the whiskey will be higher. I don't know. I've never had a whiskey this high in ABV before.
I think what they do is the higher the alcohol content, the more the flavors of the whiskey come through.
Okay, well, that sounds
So we
exciting.
might have a very flavorful whiskey.
I'm anxious to do this pairing between the cigar and the whiskey, so
I'm just anxious to light up the cigar.
let's get going.
Let's get started.
You brought your own lighter?
I did, yeah.
Under a lamp where the shadows play, me and my brother, the hours drift away. A curl of smoke, a tale or two. The world feels smaller when it's just us two. Cigars with Brother Dan, oh, that's the plan. And a puff, a laugh, just two simple men. The night grows long, but we don't mind. Time slows down when good cigars unwind.
Let's open this back up, get a cross breeze through here. Definitely see that smoke building up inside the tent, but we both just did light up. So, initial thoughts. Well, it is the first burn. Let's get into it a little bit more. So far, nothing really heavy, but I'm getting a slight spice note to it.
On the retro. A little bit of a burn on the back of your nose, eh?
Yeah. But there is you can tell a flavor is coming through. I can feel it on the top of my tongue, the back of my throat. Wow. Well, it's early on yet. Get a little more burn going.
That smoke is so cool.
That's half the fun of smoking in here, is watching the smoke billow and then flow out the door. So while we're letting that cigar burn in, let's see if I can open this up.
I'm going to say there's a little bit of cinnamon in there. I don't know how else to describe that flavor.
You ready for a pour?
I'm ready for a pour. I got to try that whiskey. Ever since you told me about it, I've been wanting to try it. So
Yeah, I believe I sent you a picture of this the day I bought it. And I got the proper Glencairns for the whole whiskey tasting experience here. Should I make sure it's even? Remember when we were kids?
there's a whole bottle there. If we need to, we can just refill.
Oh, I got a whiff of that whiskey, actually.
Whiff of the whiskey.
Oh, yeah. It's like I want to say a fruity note, kind of note to it.
I want to say there's some alcohol in here.
Yeah, you can definitely lit. Whoa, it's strong.
There's a burn.
There's a burn.
Yeah.
But what a mouth of flavor.
Yeah, that fruity note carries through to the taste.
Right. I want to say I'm getting a sense of like dried apple. Yeah, you just take in the slightest amount. A lot of flavor. Now, I guess we'll go see how this pairs well with the cigar here. Now the cigar flavor changed just after having that flavor of the whiskey in my mouth.
Yeah. More of a, I don't
wanna
know,
say-
like a floral quality or something.
Creamy, floral. Definitely like a creamy feel to it. The spice, I don't taste the spice like I did a couple draws ago. That totally went away with the whiskey feel in my mouth. It's more of a creamy, like you say, floral kind of note.
Yeah, I'm getting that creamy
But I'm-
note as well.
I'm getting a really nice burn on there, though. Like right across.
Yeah, what's interesting because the cigars were kept in different environments. My humidor outside the tube, and yours inside the tube, inside your humidor.
Right. I just kept it in the original packaging.
And I
Now,
think your humidor as well has higher humidity levels than mine. So
now the Sumatra wrapper. Have we had a Sumatra? Because I don't
never,
recall.
never.
Okay, so this is new. Yeah.
This is new. This is
New
why I wanted to
territory.
try it. Yeah.
Oh, this is good. Yep. Share this on camera. You know what? I'm just recollecting here how we had back and forth to kind of get this day organized. I'd say this is a true Cigars with Dan. That's the plan.
That's the plan, man.
Wow, I can't get over the strength of that whiskey.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a.
It's a sipping
You're
drink.
you're not going to
You're
down
not going to
that.
chug that.
No. But I think it would be a waste to not drink it straight either. Maybe on the rocks or something. You know, you get a little bit of liquid with the ice. But yeah, I wouldn't. To get the true experience of this, I think it's nice like this.
Yeah.
Just on its own.
Yeah, it's strong enough. I think that ice cubes wouldn't take away from the flavor.
I made this ashtray when I was a kid. Mom just gave this back to me. It's been in her china cabinet for 50 years. No, I think this is a cool ashtray. I remember making that when I was a kid.
I have a new ashtray. It was handmade, ceramic, and then because I play Warhammer,
Yeah.
it's got the Emperor's Eagle embossed into the bottom of the ashtray.
That sounds cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And it's also unique, one of a kind, handmade item, right? Commissioned by me.
So what do you think of this summertime environment here in the middle of winter,
Well,
or the first day of winter?
it's a lot warmer in here than it is in my garage, even when I sit in front of my own little space heater.
Yeah, the flavor notes are coming through now. Now they got, a bit of a burn going here. It's very pleasant. I want to say it's not on the bold side. Not so much on the mild side either, but it's definitely a unique flavor note to it.
Yeah, it's I'm still getting that creamy floral flavor.
I got a little bit of sweetness on my lips from it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that could be from the whiskey as well.
Well, that's true too, yeah. This came with our last Cigar Chief order, I believe.
That's it. Yep.
Yep. But the weather hasn't been the best, and we've been sitting on these cigars for a little while now. I mean, for us, to sit on a cigar for a few weeks is a long time. Now I'm going to throw another log on the fire here. Another wood split, just to keep things going. There we go. A little bit of wood from the
Little bit of
wood
smoke.
stove.
Little
Yeah,
bit of more
yeah.
smoke.
Little smoke. That's what's good about having the door open.
Oh, that wood smells good too, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like these days where we get together. Okay, time for cigars with Dan.
Yeah, it's been too cold lately, so this is our first time in a while getting together.
Yep. It's a nice, easy draw.
Yeah, it's an easy draw. Obviously, a lot of smoke production going on.
Yeah. But
the burn for mine is evening out now, so it's pretty straight.
I want to say I'm getting more of a wood note to this, more woody, like a more of a cedar or an oak. It still feels like the creamy note in the beginning,
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm still
Yeah.
getting that creamy note.
but I'm sensing a wood to it as well. We're gonna have to get a shot of this smoke just kind of going out the door. It is kind of neat to watch.
It is coming through on the video pretty good too.
There, get you a shot of from my perspective here. Watching that smoke just kind of make its way to the door and go out. Telling you, half the fun is watching the smoke.
The cigar ritual itself is a relaxing sort of meditative or a contemplative thing, right? That being said, you're focusing on the draw and the exhale and the tasting notes that you're coming across. So why wouldn't you just stare at the smoke and watch the smoke billow around? And that's all part of the experience.
Right.
So, yeah, let's just shut up and watch the smoke.
Well, I'll drink to that. Well, I gotta say, this is unlike any other whiskey I've ever had. I wasn't expecting that big of a difference between this whiskey and kind of what I'm used to in a whiskey, but it's got such a bold flavor that took me by surprise.
Yeah, there's that caramel finish that I'm getting now.
Caramel, that's the note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
now that I've had a few sips, the burn is gone. So I'm getting the fruity notes as I sip it, and then that caramel finish that just kind of lingers in the mouth after.
Like
after
a dark
drink
caramel. Like they took it a little bit further. Like that, at least that's how I interpret it.
Like a burnt caramel, maybe.
Yeah, but not so burnt. But I really enjoy that flavor. I mean, we've talked before about having a single flavored whiskey, and there's no depth to it. Now,
Yes.
this one definitely is much more complex.
Absolutely, yeah. I never thought of that, but yeah, we did have some very, I guess you call them young whiskeys.
I'm going to call it single flavored, because you get into it and you taste that note, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
This one, like I say, complex.
Like the cigar.
Yes.
There's a lot going on in this cigar.
I guess between this and the whiskey, it's a good pairing.
It's a good pairing, yes. Yeah, because they're both bold flavors. They sort of, I don't know, they complement or contrast.
Right. Yeah, I want to say they're very different flavors. I'm getting more of a creamy kind of woody note to this, where the whiskey, and it could be because of the combination of cigar and the whiskey, but the cigar could be influencing my palate on the whiskey, where I'm getting a lot more fruity notes, a little more sweetness. I say, complexity.
Yeah, it just got some of that woody flavor that you're experiencing here.
It's very pleasant, though. It's not like I say, it's not an overly bold flavor that knocks your socks off. Like, it's just very pleasant.
Yes. Yeah, it's a fine cigar.
Yeah, I really like my setup here in the backyard. I mean, now that I see it could be used a little more for cigar smoking, but of course we're only into the cigar, the first quarter here. And you know how the flavor changes throughout the cigar, so we may be surprised with something else in the next quarter.
Yeah, that woody note is starting to become more prominent for me.
Yeah, I want to say that dry anyway. There's less creamy and more wood in that flavor profile there.
And that's a sign of a good cigar that changes its flavors,
Yeah,
or
throughout.
the flavors develop as the cigar progresses.
Yeah. So in my quest to find a particular whiskey or bourbon or something to pair with whiskey, I realized, or I noticed, that whiskey is now open to be shipped across Canada. Like, I found some whiskey in the Yukon, Vancouver. There's some distilleries in Alberta. All that looks like it's changing because they will ship all over Canada.
We got to try the Yukon.
Yeah,
whiskey,
exactly.
especially if it's got that guy's toe in it.
I was
Did you hear about that?
No. Cool. But I got to hear the story about the toe.
I wish I could remember it more fully. I think it's in a bar somewhere in the Yukon. They've got this bottle of whiskey, or maybe they just have this preserved toe and they put the toe in your drink.
It's got to be an urban legend or something.
No, it's real, because one time somebody swallowed the toe and they had to get another toe to replace it. So
did they get a volunteer?
It was somebody, they had frostbite or whatever back in the day, and they had to get their toe amputated.
I don't think. Hey, how about
and you would have a drink and you got this toe in your glass. And the competition is to try to drink the whiskey to get the toe to like touch your lips.
Oh, come on. We got to look this up.
Look it up. Look it up. It's a real thing. Yeah, it's real.
Hold on. While we're on camera here, I'll do a quick search.
Yeah, I came across it on like my Google News feed or something a few years back, because somebody had swallowed the toe and they needed to get a new toe to replace.
Can you tell me about the story of the toe in the whiskey? The story of the toe in the whiskey is the legend behind the sour toe cocktail, a famous and bizarre tradition at the Sourdough Saloon in downtown hotel in Dawson City, Yukon, Canada. So you weren't far off there. The legend of the toe. The tale dates back to the Prohibition era in the 1920s. It involves two rum-running brothers, Louis and Otto Lincoln. Frostbite. During a run, Louis' toe broke through the ice, soaking it and freezing it in water. They were in a blizzard and worried about the police, so they pressed on without seeking medical attention. Then the amputation. By the time they reached their cabin, Louis' big toe was frozen solid and turning gangrenous. To prevent the gangrene from spreading, his brother Otto amputated the digit with an axe. Some accounts say a chisel. After numbing Louis with the very rum they were running. Preservation. The brothers decided to preserve the toe in a jar of alcohol. Macabre keepsake?
Yeah, that would qualify.
Okay. The birth of the cocktail. Decades later, in 1973, a local riverboat captain named Dick Stevenson was cleaning an abandoned cabin they had purchased when they stumbled upon the forgotten jar containing the mummified toe. Inspired by a local poem about an ice worm cocktail, Captain Dick and his friends decided to create his own unique drinking challenge. Only Captain Dick would do that, eh?
He's it's in his name.
He brought the toe to the Sourdough Saloon and founded the Sourdough Cocktail Club. The rule for joining the exclusive club was simple. You had to drink a shot of an alcohol beverage, originally champagne, now typically Yukon Jack whiskey or another 40 proof spirit, with the toe in it. And your lips had to touch the toe. Man, you are not far off on your story. The tradition continues to this day with over 100,000 people from around the world joining the club. The bar has a toe captain who oversees the ritual and recites the official oath. You can drink it fast, you can drink it slow, but the lips must touch that gangrene toe. Okay, I promise we got no toe in our drink here today. Wow. That bar has gone through multiple toes over the years due to accidental swallowing, theft, or natural deterioration. New toes are donated by people who have had amputations due to frostbite, diabetes, or accidents, ensuring the bizarre Yukon legacy lives on. Swallowing or stealing the current toe carries a hefty fine of $2,500. That is a crazy story. Wow. I thought there's no way that's real. Like,
So in Newfoundland, they kiss the cod,
yeah.
and in the Yukon, they, I don't know, touch the
Okay,
toe.
I gotta say, kissing a cod, no problem. Letting your lips touch a gangrene toe in a glass, no way.
It's funny that 100,000 people did it since, what did they say, 1970?
74, they said they rehatched
That's like
this
50
tradition.
years. Over 50 years, 100,000 people.
You know,
That's 2,000 people a year.
and they said it started during, they were in Prohibition in the 1920, they said. I don't remember what year that was, but wow. But the thing that kind of also strikes me is the Prohibition and the rum running up in the Yukon. You know, I guess, was Alaska a U.S. state back then?
I don't know the history.
Yeah, that's, you know, to be running rum back then, way up there.
It would make sense, eh?
Yeah.
That the Prohibition in Alaska, and they were bringing
It was
the
legal in
whiskey there.
Canada. Well, we are almost at the halfway mark of the cigar.
You are. I'm more than that.
You're more than that. Okay, I'm going to try to concentrate on the flavor notes I'm now getting from this cigar. Yeah, I want to say that, like you say, that floral note comes through. Floral creamy note. But like I said earlier, it's not a harsh, not a bold
Nope.
kind of flavor. It's not overpowering. It's actually quite pleasant. The draw is still very nice. And still got a nice burn on there. It was actually kind of a nice experiment to... I had this stored in the humidor in the tube. And you had it outside of the tube.
Yeah, first thing I did when I took my cigar home, I took it out of the tube and just let it sit in the humidor. And then my humidor, the last few weeks has it's dropped a little bit in the humidity level.
I think this time of year that happens.
It does, yeah. So it dropped down to around 60%. And I managed to get it back up. It's around 61, 62% right now.
Okay, yeah. I think mine was running, I checked it, I believe, yesterday, and it was 66%.
So, yeah, it's pretty low maintenance, actually.
Well, what has helped me maintain the proper humidity level as well are the little digital gauges that you told me. You got to buy these small things.
Yep.
And I did enjoy that little nub, the pinch and
Yeah, I really
twist
like
and pull
that.
out.
Yep.
That's kind of a neat
It's
little
really
feature.
nice.
First time I've ever had that. We tasted this whiskey, something I never had before. Cigar, never had this cigar before either. Quite good, Sumatra wrapper. But I am looking forward to maybe trying another whiskey and experiencing a whiskey from a different part of Canada without the toe.
Without the toe.
But I really like the toe story. That was good. Okay, so we're gonna finish up here, drinking the whiskey, finishing up this fine cigar. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate that.
We'll see you on the next one.
On the next Cigars with Brother Dan.
Under a lamp where the shadows play, me and my brother, the hours drift away. A curl of smoke, a tale or two. The world feels smaller when it's just us two. Cigars with Brother Dan, oh, that's the plan. A puff, a laugh, just too simple.